Good morning YouTube and welcome back, or more importantly welcome back to SurelecTV. So the purpose of this video today is going to be a quick review on a couple of items that I own. I think they're kind of gadgets really, but obviously they help the job, so we'll call them electricians gadgets. One of them is newly purchased. I've been quite impressed with it, so I thought I'd give you a video review. And to tell the truth, I haven't had time to film anything else this week, so today I'm at the big rewire. I was going to film a bit of first fix here again, but I think that's quite boring, so I don't think you'd want to see that. So anyhow, I'm going to give you a review of these two items. First of all, thank you for all the comments I've been getting on the videos lately. I do appreciate them. I do like replying to them as well, so keep that up. I've also had a couple of people ask for photos of some of the jobs I have done, little areas they might want to see. If you do want to see some of them, I will post them on, or they will be posted on my Facebook page. I post most of my jobs on there, so if you do want to see them, just go to my Facebook page, which is Surelec Electrical Limited. Give that a like, and every time I post something, hopefully you'll see it. Right, so back to the purpose of this video today is I'm going to be doing a review on these two products. So we've got the Brother labelling machine, the PTE-300, and we've got my newly purchased Dewalt DW088 laser level, self-leveling as well. I've been really impressed with this, so I'm going to do a little review on both. So yeah, keep watching. Here we go then. So this is the first item I'm going to be reviewing. It's the Dewalt DW088 self-leveling line laser. I've only owned this for a couple of weeks now. I've been thoroughly impressed. It saved me a lot of time, to be honest. Purchase price was £150, I believe, with that, from Screwfix. I believe they did have it on offer a few months back for a lot cheaper than that, but I didn't buy one, unfortunately. Anyhow, it comes in this nice hard case, carry case, which I didn't expect it to come in, so that's a bit of a bonus. Keeps it nice and protected. And inside the case you obviously get your Dewalt level laser, get a little instruction manual, and you also get this clip. Now this clip can be fixed to the wall. It's got a couple of screw holes, or it can be clipped. There is a clip there as well that you can clip that over to fix to wherever you want at the right height, I suppose. And also on this clip is a little metallic kind of sheet, which makes it easy to fix the level to, because the level's actually got two quite substantial magnets on there, which are very powerful. So that literally stick to there, and then you can pivot that to wherever you need to. So as mentioned, this is a self-leveling laser level. So wherever you put it, it will self-level itself, or the lines will self-level. If it's out of level, then it will kind of strobe to let you know that it's gone out of level or it is out of level. So it's pretty simple to use. All you have is two little buttons here. One is your horizontal line, one is your vertical line, and all you literally have to do is press one and that will come on. Same again, press it again to turn it off, and then vertical, press it once and it will come on. And as you can see there, it's flashing, so I'm obviously holding it out of level at the moment, so press it again to turn it off. Or you can have both on at once, so we can have horizontal there and vertical there. The main purpose I've been using this for really is downlights, lining up downlights. It's a lot quicker than faffing about with measuring off walls constantly for the lights. So all I have been doing with this is marking one end of the ceiling and the other end, obviously, popping this down by the wall, clicking the vertical line, and that will literally display a line all the way across the ceiling. And then I can just measure between the two walls for the separate downlight points. So that has really sped things up. So a bit more on the level, it comes supplied with 3 AA batteries. That's all it takes. I shouldn't imagine it eats through them that much. but obviously time will tell. Also comes with this little tripod adapter at the bottom, so if you wanted to, you could get a really large tripod. Say if you're working in the kitchen maybe, or you're putting a big long run of SWA in an office unit, commercial unit, and you wanted to see the level line all the way across, you could literally mount this on the height you wanted on a tripod, and you'd be away. So yeah, that is quite time saving really. So I'm just going to show you this in use quickly. What I'm going to do is pop it down on the floor. I've already got my downlight holes drilled in this room, but I didn't use the level to do them, so I haven't actually checked with the level yet, so hopefully they all line up. I'm just going to show you what I would do if they weren't up there. So yeah, what I would do is I'd mark, or as you can see, I've got my downlights already drilled in. And what I would do in this scenario, if they weren't already there, is I'd mark one little scribe up above that coven, distance from there. I'd mimic that across to there, and then what I'd actually do is just, oh, there you go, dropped it already. What I'd do is place this down here. I press the vertical line, and as you can see, that's now got the line all the way across the floor, all the way up, all the way along. And all you have to do is move this along here, just till you get it lined up with your line up this end. So I haven't got a line, but I'm going to take my downlight as that line, and then just wiggle it again to line it up with the back line. Right, so I've got that on the floor. As you can see, it is flashing at the moment because that bit of carpet is rolled up a bit, so it's not level. That's letting me know it's level, but in this situation, we're not too bothered about that. Right, as I mentioned before, you can see the lines. It is quite bright. It's quite bright in this room at the moment, so it's done quite well to mimic them on the walls. And as you can see, luckily enough, I seem to have measured them out quite well, because they do in fact all line up. So yeah, that would be the main use for this level. Trying to think if there's any more points really. Alright, just in case my basic review doesn't cover everything, I'm just going to read you a few of the main kind of selling points of this Dewalt laser level from the net basically. So apparently it's got accuracy of plus or minus 0.3 millimeter for the self-leveling, so that is pretty fine. It says it's self-leveling up to 4° surface angle with automatic level indication, marks a leveled line in seconds, which is pretty believable. I've popped it on my steps before to mark sockets, and that is literally leveled itself in seconds, so very quick. As I've already mentioned, obviously the 2-button operation, and I didn't mention before, it has got a low battery indicator there as well, so when the batteries are getting low, it will let you know. Already mentioned the built-in magnetic pivot, so if you're working in an office where sometimes they've got the metal studs, these magnetics are very powerful, so you could just literally bang it on the wall whatever height you want, and that will stay there basically. Plated housing, thick glass protects the tool and maintains calibration, and as you just saw, I did drop it. It has got this nice rubber shell, so I think it is pretty sturdy. As I mentioned before again, it has got 3 AA batteries, and it says on here it can do 40 hours of runtime, so that is quite a lot of runtime considering you're not likely to have it on for continuous periods really. Carry case, I've mentioned that. What else we got on here? Can be used in conjunction with PTE-088 detector up to a distance of 50 meters. I'm not too sure what that is. But yeah, that is basically it. Just to finish it off, that is a cracking tool so far. I've been really impressed with it. I'm going to continue using it. It's going to save me loads of time, I believe. So yeah, I'd definitely recommend getting one if you haven't already. Right, as mentioned at the start of the video, this is a double review. So the next product I'm going to be reviewing is the Brother PTE-300. All this is a labelling machine. I believe this one is actually marketed as an electrician's labeler or technician's labeler. It's got various functions, all of the kind of electrical symbols, circuitry, you name it, it's got it for electricians basically. So again, it comes in a nice hard plastic carry case. It's quite large, so I don't always carry this on the van. I take it or leave it at home most of the time, just because it's not always needed, but I use it mainly for jobs, big jobs, commercial jobs where say there's a few submains and it may be hard to identify circuits, so I do like to put a little label on new circuits installed just to let people know where they can be isolated. Again, domestically it can be put on isolators to let people know what fuse spurs do. There's loads of uses for it. But yeah, very handy. I've had this a couple of years now, no faults. Yeah, it's been really useful. So this is inside the box. I'm trying not to tip this up too much, otherwise it's all going to fall out. But you get the label itself. You get your charger. This can run off batteries as well, but I just use the charger because it has got a built-in lithium battery that you can recharge and lasts us a long time, so you don't need to charge it up that often. It comes supplied with a yellow tape, an 18mm one. This is still the original. I don't use the yellow that often, mainly if I'm doing, say, danger 400 volts or danger 230 volts, I'll use the yellow. As you can see in that top hand corner, I've got a few labels I have done already. So yeah, that one's a danger 230 volts, and as you can see, I've done a little warning notice on there. It also comes with a little pocket quick labelling guide, so you can literally do everything on this. I'll show you that more in a minute. Comes with a little measuring card. That's good for when you're measuring up patch panel squares, so you know what width to make the labels. And that's about it for inside the case, or as it comes. Right, before I start doing my little review of it, I'm just going to read a few of the key features of online again, or its key selling features. So, prints hardware and labels, and I must admit the labels are very hardware, and I stick them on a number of things externally, internally, and I've been back to places and they are still intact, no UV damage, nothing like that, so the labels are very hard wearing. It says up to 20mm per second print speeds, plus 5 lines of print. The prints are very quick. You've got this little cut here, so the prints actually come out the top there, you cut and away you go. QWERTY style keyboard, as you can see on there, plus 15 character, 2-line backlit LCD screen, which you can see there. Time and date printing function, and it says, as I mentioned earlier, it's got 168 electrical and audio visual specific symbols, so there is a vast array of symbols for electricians on here, which is very convenient. Manual cutter, already mentioned that. Comes with a carry case. There is a strap in there as well for around your neck if you want to hold it like that. If you're going around a big office, maybe doing loads, that would be quite easy. Also, I mentioned the lithium battery. All you have to do to get to that is pop that off there, and that is the supplied little battery. So that just clips in there. But as you can see, if you want to, you can put AA batteries in there as well. How many does it take? 2, 4, 6. So 6 AA batteries will also operate this if you didn't want to keep charging this up, but this does last a long time, so you shouldn't have to really. So that's the cartridge I've got in there at the moment. It's a 12mm white cartridge, and they're so simple to change. You literally just pull that out and that is done. Same again if you want to put a new one in. That's done. So that's about it on the back there. Pop the cover back on, and before you start printing, there is a little window on here so you can see what tape you have got in there. So if we turn this on, like it's mentioned on the key features online, you get a nice backlit LED screen. I'll quickly show you through some of the symbols if I can remember what I'm doing. So let's just put SurelecTV in there. And if we want to add a symbol, we go down to this little symbol button at the bottom. So you've got punctuation, datacom, audio visual, electrical, so they're all the electrical items, or electrical symbols should I say. There's loads on there. You've got the little earth symbol there. Some of these are circuitry symbols for electronics. So yeah, there's plenty on there. Escape to go back. Arrows. Loads of arrows to choose from, even little hands on there with pointy fingers. No middle fingers. Safety. That's where the little warning symbols are. Fire. Little hazard symbols. Crosses. Prohibited signs, so you've got your no-go signs, no entry, whatever you want to use that for. They're all on there. Brackets, pretty standard. Mathematics, pretty standard. Greek, we won't even bother with that. Super subscriptions, so your trademarks and copyright and all numbers and what have you. Bullets, pretty standard. Currency, miscellaneous, so they're just a few little random ones on there really. So I'll show you how quick it does print. So we do that one, we'll add a little symbol to it as well. So click the little symbol again, we'll go down to safety, we'll put our little warning sign in there. This button up here is to print, so we literally print that. And that comes up with this first little tab here, that just gets rid of the end of the tape. Press the little button to cut it, that bit comes off. And as you can see, up the top there, that prints. Now I've got the font set wrong on there, so to change the font, press the one with all the A's on. You've got loads of different fonts to choose from. The size is auto, but I'm just going to make that smaller, so 24 point. Press OK, same again, print. Tells us when to cut, press the cut button, that's cut. And like I said before, that comes out really quick, so same again, press the cut button, and that is done. And there's our little sticky label. So yeah, I'm very impressed with this. I'm glad I bought it. I did buy it when I started basically, so it's very hard wearing. It's got a few rubber bits around it to protect it if you do drop it. I don't think there's a lot more that I can say about it really, but that is a good gadget to have. Very professional, makes your work look good if you do put labels on stuff to let people know where things can be isolated, what things are for, so very good. I'll show you the other little bits it comes with. So here's a little measuring card it comes with, so you can stick that in your wallet if you really wanted to. So as I mentioned before, for your little patch panel or Cat5 outlets, you can measure quickly on there. So we'll put that back in there. And here is the little guide I talked to you about. So this is quite handy. This just tells you all the things it can actually do. So they're all the function keys, I won't go through them. General, faceplates, so as you can see above MCBs, if you wanted to put numbers on them you can. So you've got cable wraps. You do actually have to buy a different tape for that if you want to do that, so that's basically just a heat shrink which you can print on, obviously shrink on cable, which is pretty nifty. Cable flags, you can do that with the standard labels, so there is a setting on that to do it. It tells you step-by-step guide how to do it. Patch panels, as mentioned, step-by-step guide. Punch down blocks, step-by-step guide. You can actually make barcodes on there as well, that will create barcodes for whatever you want it to, which is another good little thing to have. And that just explains the labels really. As I mentioned before about the hemp being UV damage, it does actually say here the labels are resistant to ultraviolet exposure, resistant to temperatures of -80 degrees to 150 degrees. Strong adhesion, they are very sticky, so they can be stuck to most things really. Water resistant, can withstand heavy abrasion, resistant to a wide range of industrial chemicals, so they are very hard wearing. So they are likely to still be on there years later when you go back to maybe service something. So now at the end of this video, I hope you've enjoyed your review. I hope I went into enough detail and I've shown you how good these actually are. I'm very impressed with both items, and I definitely recommend them to any other fellow electricians. And one thing I forgot to mention on the previous in this video is I paid about £54 for this. I think usually it's 119, but again it was from Screwfix when they had it on offer. But I think they do have this on offer quite a lot, so keep your eye out for those. With regards to the cartridges and sides, they're about 18 quid each, but they do last a very long time. Obviously it depends how much labelling you're actually doing. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, I appreciate all the comments, keep them coming. Please let me know in the comments as well if there is anything you'd like to see, like any videos you'd want me to do in the future. Yeah, keep liking, please subscribe if you haven't already, and enjoy. I'll see you on the next video. Thanks guys.